Okay, this one's 5 minutes. Here we go. Let's watch
This
this one.
episode of Salmonella Academy is brought to you by Skillshare.
I always forget to eat. My bad. Alright.
Hey kid.
It's still
Yeah,
called
you.
Misconceptions.
I just got off the
Hey!
phone with the big man upstairs. And he told me that I need to clear a
Wikipedia?
few things up around here. So without further ado, here's 10 pieces of malarkey that you might still be spreading. Number 1. Nobody was ever burned to death at the Salem witch trials. Of the accused, 15 died in prison, 19 were hanged.
I mean, okay, so, but they're still dying.
And one was squished to death. That last one is way more interesting than any cremation, by the way. Dude was a badass. His name was Giles Corey. He was 81 years old and so done with the town of Salem's garbage that he wouldn't even dignify the trial with a plea. So the town stuck him between two boards and stacked rocks on top of him in an effort to draw out a confession. But every time they tried to get something out of him, all he would say was, "More weight." This went on for 3 solid days
They killed a bottom.
until he finally died, never giving any indication as to whether or not he was a witch. One can only wonder. Number 2, the OG Buddha wasn't the obese guy. That's
The
Buddha
only way that gets better if it was women instead of rocks.
Guy, a Chinese folk character meant to represent Maitreya, aka Future Buddha. Now this shirt is double sad.
Ooh,
Number
Future
3,
Buddha.
Buddha wasn't a god either. He was just a guy named Gautama. Now this shirt is triple sad. Number 4, ever heard of a vomitorium? Turns out, no, it's not a place where Roman nobles would go to make...
Wait, that's not real? I thought when, Roman nobles would eat food, they'd eat a whole bunch, then they'd go bulimia themselves behind the bleachers, and then they'd come back and stuff their faces again.
Room for more
Like I'm doing
pheasant
right now.
spleen and lobster fillets. It's just a big entranceway to the Colosseums
Yummy.
that hordes of peasants would spew out of. Number 5, Washington never cut down a cherry tree in his youth. I don't get this one at all. Apparently it's supposed to paint the man in a good light somehow. It's like, Tyler, what the hell happened while we were gone? Where's the tree in the front yard? Oh yeah, that was me. Got bored. Just felt like vandalizing something, you know? Hey, what about my honest character? Number 6, the pyramids weren't actually built by slaves. These workers were respected members of society. They ate meat and worked in 3-month shifts, and even got to be buried right next to the tomb after their death.
Bro, why were the ancient Egyptians like the peak society and everyone's just fallen off since then?
Matter of fact,
Whenever I hear anything about them, they're like the most respectable, amazing culture, you know? And then, 3-month shifts, like who the frick gets to do that?
that's more than we can
Why
say
were they more advanced than everyone else in terms of moral boundaries?
for the people working on
They still
man's
had
greatest
slaves? Okay,
achievements.
I mean, sure, they probably did. But the rest of society was like, it seems like a pretty effing good place. Like, if you were gonna live anywhere before the invention of the internet, you know, how would you live without Twitter? Just go live with the effing ancient Greeks. Or what the
Today,
frick,
if I
Egyptians.
spent years of my life helping to build the space station, you're damn right.
Also, Chad, they're getting, like, buddied up with aliens. I mean, the aliens are zapping memories from the future into their skulls. Like, they were probably scrolling Twitter with their brain cells from the future back then.
I'd want the Salmonella Memorial Corpse Receptacle floating along right
I was here before internet. Wait, when did the internet start? How old is it? Is anyone here older than the internet? What is that like? Without the internet, then it's there? 1995? 1970s? 80s? 80s? Was anyone born in the 60s? Give me a 1 if you were born in the 60s. Ain't no way we got some 60s peeps here. Yo! No way! Are you lying? That's sick! Wait, so people actually do predate the internet. That's so cool. Yo, I respect you. I don't know how you lived back then. I would have died. I would have gotten ratioed. Holy frick.
next to it. That would be amazing. Number
If the internet was never invented, I would have fallen off a cliff. Absolutely.
7. The Great Wall of China is not the only man-made object visible from space. I don't know where you dipshits got this one from. First of all, there's no way you
Chinese propaganda?
could see it with the unaided eye. The wall is like 30 meters thick at most, while the
Chinese
distance to outer space
propaganda.
is generally recognized to be 100 kilometers
one,
up,
baby.
known as the Kármán line. To give some perspective, that's like me holding up a standard-sized guitar pick from across the entire length of a football field and asking you what color it is. Also, there are plenty of man-made objects that are way bigger in terms of local surface area than the Great Wall. So even if it was
Don't
visible,
tell
there's
China
no
the Pentagon's visible from space. Don't let him hear. Don't let him know.
way it would be the only one. Number 8, you might have heard this one before. You know, Hitler was a jerk and all, but hey, he
Your
made
Honor.
the Autobahn.
Your Honor, they're telling me that a local Home Depot in Arkansas is more visible than the Great Wall. What?
so at least he was efficient. Actually, Hitler didn't create the Autobahn. It was already there. He just helped expand it into newer territory. In a similar vein, Mussolini didn't make the trains run on time.
They should name pasta after this dude. Not because he's a good guy, but because Mussolini just sounds like pasta.
With most of Italy's infrastructure repairs happening before his rise to power in 1922, and even then they weren't nearly as punctual as he'd like you to believe. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to find something else to like about these fascists, like Hitler's elegant way of speaking, or the way Mussolini says spaghetti. Paschetti! Number 9. Iron Maidens weren't actual torture devices used in medieval times. Basically what happened is, some archaeologists in the 1800s saw an old metal coffin and some spikes, and said, yo, wouldn't it be wildin' if we put these things up in here, so that way if someone goes in it, they get poked in their bits? You are
Why didn't they do that though?
sick man, Cornelius.
I like
it.
thinks.
Into the museum it goes.
Yeah.
At least Iron Maiden
Yeah.
was real. They were as real as it gets. Still are. And don't you forget it. Number 10. Einstein never failed math. He had mastered both integral and differential calculus by the age of 15. 99% chance this one was just made up to make glue eaters feel better about themselves. Well, congratulations, Dimitri. Looks like you
What have you ate glue before?
failed pre-algebra for the 3rd time. Brady still can't graduate. Well, hey, that means I'm still on par with
Don't
famous
identify.
smart science man, so, yeah, worship me. So it just goes to show that we've all got a lot to learn about the world around us. That's why you need to go to Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning
That's again.
you can get 2 acting out for this special.
Alright boys, that's it.